Hello, everyone, and welcome to NYMTC's Program, Finance, and Administrative Committee, or PFAC meeting. I'm Ian Francis, representative of New York State Department of Transportation, and today's chair of PFAC. Before we begin, I want to point out the emergency exits should there be an emergency. There are three exits to this room, one directly behind you, one slightly to my left, and one further to my left. Please listen to the announcements and instructions, and if anyone needs assistance to evacuate, please notify the staff of NYMTC. I'll ask the NYMTC staff to please raise their hands. Thank you. I want to point out that this meeting is available by webinar. The microphones are currently muted and will be unmuted during the public participation segment and after the presentations are complete for Q&A. Now I'd like to begin this meeting with introductions of the members around the table. I'm asking each member to announce who they are, their agency, and whom they're representing today. Beginning with the far end of the table to my left.
Dan Moser, Federal Transit Administration, representing Regional Administrator Stephen Goodman.
Todd Amani, Federal Highway Administration, New York Division, representing Acting Division Administrator Michael Canavan.
Hannah Greenberg, EPA, representing Regional Administrator Peter Lopez.
Chris Chatterton, Suffolk County, representing County Executive Steve Blum.
Jack Schmidt, New York City Department of City Planning, representing City Planning Commission Chair Marissa Longo.
Ann McGrain, New York City Department of Transportation, representing Commissioner Polly Trottenberg.
Jose Rivera, Executive Director of NYMTC.
Sandra Fiscal, Putnam County, representing County Executive Mary Ellen Dell.
Naomi Klein, Westchester County, representing County Executive George Latimer.
Pat Gurdon, Rockland County, representing County Executive Day.
Stephanie Delano, MTA, representing Acting Chair Fernando Ferrer.
Steve Brown, Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, representing Executive Director Richard Cotton.
Ted Ritter, North Jersey Transportation Planning Authority, representing Executive Director Mary Amin.
Thank you. By my count, and under our operating procedures, we have a quorum for today's meeting. Now I will ask NYMTC's Executive Director, Jose Rivera, to give an update.
Thank you, Ian. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. Since our last meeting, NYMTC had its federal certification review of NYMTC's planning process. This is mandated for every NPO with urbanized areas greater than 200,000 to ensure that the planning process is compliant with federal requirements. The final report is expected to be available later this spring. We've also begun building our federal fiscal year 2020-2024 transportation improvement program, along with the required transportation conformity determination process. We hope to have our 2020-24 TIP ready for public review and comments later this summer, and hoping to have it for adoption in early September 2019. On March 6th, NYMTC will hold its annual meeting at the CUNY Grad Center located in Midtown Manhattan. All are welcome to attend. Our guest speaker for the annual meeting will be Shannon Batt, President of ITS America. During the annual meeting, the principal members will seek to adopt NYMTC's Unified Planning Work Program, which is one of NYMTC's required products that defines planning priorities in the 10-county planning area and describes all federally funded transportation-related planning activities anticipated within this program year. And today, the members of PFAC will take action to recommend the adoption of the next program year's Unified Planning Work Program to the Council. With that, take it back to Ian.
Thank you, Jose. We would normally have public participation at this point, but we speakers, so we'll move on to our action items. The first action item today is to accept the minutes of the November 17th meeting synopsis. The synopsis is located in the lobby as you signed in. I'm requesting that all members announce their name and agency represented when you make a motion or second motion. Do we have a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting?
Motion, Chris Patterson.
Council Cameron.
Second, Naomi Klein, Westchester County.
Naomi Klein, Westchester County, seconds the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Our second action item today is resolution number 481, recommendation of the draft fiscal year 2019 to 2020 Unified Planning Work Program for council adoption. Copies of the resolution for this meeting are available on the signing table as well. I'll ask Stacey Allen to introduce the resolution.
Good afternoon. So this resolution is for PFAC to recommend next year's Unified Planning Work Program for council adoption. So before making that request of you, I'd like to just do a brief overview of next year's program. So of course, the Unified Planning Work Program is one of the required products of the planning process. It's both a budget and a grant application that defines the work of the MPO and the planning priorities and activities that will be carried out within our planning region. For next year's program, it is a $44.4 million program, of which 63% is allocated for NYMTC staff activities, and the remaining 37% is allocated for activities at the member agencies. So NYMTC's program can be thought of as having two components. First, the core program, which these are the projects that support the development of NYMTC's required products and analyses. The second part of the program can be thought of as the discretionary program, and these are projects that are typically sponsored by the member agencies, and these are projects that are consistent with the plan and address regional and sub-regional priorities within the planning area. So for the core program, these are the listings of the required planning products, and some highlights of the core program for the upcoming fiscal year. Of course, there'll be a lot of work in preparing for the development of NYMTC's next long-range plan, Plan 2050, which will be adopted prior to October 1st of 2021. There's, as Jose mentioned earlier, the adoption of the next Transportation Improvement Program, covering federal fiscal years 2020 through 2024. Also, of course, another Unified Planning Work Program, and an update to NYMTC's Public Involvement Plan. In addition to the Transportation Improvement Program, there will also be an associated Transportation Conformity Determination adopted as well. So in addition to the core program, of course, NYMTC has a lot of technical capacities. And much of that work will involve, for example, NYMTC will be adopting updated socioeconomic and demographic forecasts through forecast year 2050, I believe in November or December. There's also various work related to surveys, updates to the best practice model, which is NYMTC's transportation modeling software, as well as various workshops and various data collection efforts undertaken by both NYMTC staff and its member agencies. In addition, as mentioned before, there's the discretionary program, and in this year's program, there are 35 new or continuing projects, including some of those that are listed there on the screen. In addition, through the projects you've proposed for next year's UPWP, you've collectively identified a focus on mobility as one of the priorities for next year's UPWP. And of course, mobility studies are studies that are designed to assess and address mobility issues in the region, including understanding TNCs, transportation network companies, shared mobility issues, and addressing the first mile, last mile problem. So the next series of slides are just the locations of mappable projects in the UPWP for next year's program. So this one just shows the Route 59 area in, of course, Rockland County. This shows some of the projects, the mappable projects in Nassau County. And this slide shows you some of the projects only in mappable in the city of New York. So again, this was just a brief overview, and I'd like to say thank you, of course, to NYMTC staff. I mean, a lot of the projects are defined by the work of NYMTC staff, so it's really their thoughts and careful consideration of what's expected of this NPO that helps us develop this program, in addition to the work of both you as individuals, the PFAC members, and the staff at your agencies. So again, thank you for all of your support, and especially the accounting group of NYMTC staff, which also provides a lot of support in development of this program. And at this time, I'd like to request that the PFAC recommend next year's, the 2019-2020 UPWP for council adoption.
Thank you, Cynthia. Do I have a motion to accept resolution number 481, recommendation of the draft fiscal year 2019-2020 Unified Planning Work Program for council adoption?
Motion, Jack Schmidt,
Jack Schmidt, motion to a second.
Second, Becker.
Pat Burton, Rockland County, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. All right. The next action item is the adoption of resolution number 482, recognition of service by Lou Venech of Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. There are no copies of the resolution on the table outside, but Jose Rivera will present it.
Good afternoon again. Recognition of service by Lou Venech, Port Authority of New York, New Jersey. Whereas Mr. Lou Venech has served as the General Manager of the Regional Transportation Policy Development Planning Department for the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey since 1996. And whereas in that role, Mr. Venech has represented the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey Executive Director as a member of the New York Metropolitan Transportation Council's Program Finance and Administration Committee, PFAC. And whereas, after over 34 years of service to the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, Mr. Venech will be retired effective January 31st, 2019. And whereas Mr. Venech was one of NYMTC's long-standing active PFAC members who have contributed his expertise towards the NYMTC's regional transportation planning process. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the New York Metropolitan Transportation Council's Program Finance and Administration Committee formally expresses its appreciation to Mr. Lou Venech for his varied contributions, his guidance, and dedicated service to the Council and to PFAC. This resolution shall take effect on the 14th day of February 2019. Lou, where are you?
Oh, there. Sorry. I didn't say it.
Thank you. Now, to make this official, I have to say, resolution to adopt. Resolution number 482, recognition of services by Lou Venech of Port Authority of New York, New Jersey. Would anyone like to make a motion?
Oh, no.
Motion, Anne McGrain, New York City.
Second, Putnam County, Sandra Fossil.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? It is official. Thank you very much. All right. The next action item is adoption of resolution number 483, amendment to the state fiscal year 2018 to 2019 Unified Planning Work Program. Copies of the resolution are also available on the sign-in table, and Stacey Allen will also present.
Resolution 483. So this is just an amendment to redistribute some funds for New York City from projects that require less funds to complete in the current state fiscal year to a project that will require additional funds to complete within the current fiscal year or for completion. No new funds are requested, and I request that you adopt this amendment.
Okay, thank you, Stacey. The motion to adopt resolution number 483, amendments to the state fiscal year 2018 to 2019 Unified Planning Work Program. Do you have a motion?
So moved, Jack Schmidt.
Jack Schmidt. City Planning.
Second, Naomi Klein, Westchester.
Naomi County, Westchester. Second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. The next action item is number 484, supporting safety performance targets under federal transportation performance management requirements. Copies of the resolution are also available on the signing table. I'll ask Young Hai to introduce the resolution.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to present to you Resolution 484, supporting safety performance targets under federal transportation performance management requirements. In August 2018, New York State DOT set its annual targets for safety. Under federal regulations, NYMTC has 180 days after this to set its target by either developing its own or supporting the state target. NYMTC members have chosen to support the state targets. The performance targets and measures are fully described in Resolution 484 and its attachment. So we are therefore asking you to adopt Resolution 484 supporting the state's safety performance targets. Thank you.
Thank you, Young Hai. Do you have a motion to accept Resolution number 484, supporting safety performance targets under the Federal Transportation Performance Management Requirement?
Motion, Chris Chatterton, Suffolk County.
Chris Chatterton, Suffolk County. Do you have a second?
Second, Anne McGrain, New York City Department of Transportation.
Anne McGrain, New York City DOT. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Okay, our last action item of the day is number 485, amendments to the federal fiscal year 2018 to 2045 Regional Transportation Plan, Plan 45, to add a major metropolitan transportation investment project. Copies of the resolution are available on the signing table. I'll ask Leslie Forger to introduce the resolution.
Good afternoon. Here to talk about Resolution 485. What is Resolution 485? This resolution will add a project, which is the Venech Expressway deck over the Long Island Expressway to the Appendix 9, which encompasses all the major metropolitan transportation investments. Why do we need to do this? Well, since we last met, the project cost us exceeded $100 million, which qualifies it as a major metropolitan transportation investment. Therefore, NYMTC recommends that you add this project to the this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution number 485, amendments to the state fiscal year 2018 to 2019 Unified Planning Work? Sorry. Amendment 485, amendment to the federal fiscal year 2018 Regional Transportation Plan to add a major metropolitan transportation investment project.
So move Naomi Klein, Westchester.
Naomi Klein, Westchester, moves the motion. Is there a second?
Second, Jack Schmidt, City Planning.
Jack Schmidt, City Planning, seconds the motion. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. The NYMTC annual meeting is scheduled to be held on Thursday, March 6, 2019, at the CUNY Graduate Center, located at Suite 65 Fifth Avenue in Midtown Manhattan. I look forward to seeing you all there. The next PFAC meeting will be on Thursday, May 16, 2019, at the NYMTC office at 25 Beaver, here in Lower Manhattan. Do you have a motion to adjourn the